All right, so welcome to our inaugural technology blog or vlog. Kayla, do we have a name already for this thing?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Well,
I guess that's one of the things that we have to do. So our plan, let me first introduce myself, and then Kayla will introduce herself. My name is Cris. I'm an associate professor at Drake University. I coordinate the Master of Science in Leadership Development. What else can I say about myself? And I really dig technology. I love learning new things and then discovering that what I learned absolutely doesn't work anymore. And then still learning more things. So the idea for this vlog came from a technology class that I taught. And I realized at the end of the class that I wanted to continue learning, and that there was no way for me to continue learning unless I forced myself to continue learning new technologies to share. And now I'll let my co-author and partner in crime introduce herself. Go ahead, Kayla.
hi, everybody. My name is Kaela Phillips, and by day I work for a financial institution and learning and development. And by night and weekends, I'm a student in the Master's of Leadership Development program. And during this last summer, I took a technology class with Cris and had a blast learning about all this free technology that I had no idea existed out there. And so Cris and I are working on this vlog together, trying to figure out technology together, and hopefully you guys will enjoy what we are learning and sharing.
Awesome. Okay. So the very first thing that we decided to do, our very first chapter, if you will, is we're going to share ideas for creating branched stories. So a branched story is kind of one of those choose your own adventure books that we liked when we were kids, in which you pick one version of the story, then you make a decision, and that decision leads you to a particular area. And choose your own adventure stories have great applications in education and training and development, in, I don't know, authorship, fun. Kayla, can you think of any others?
I think just maybe even with kids.
Yeah. I don't know, for fun, I guess.
Yeah, for fun.
So we are going to share today two options that you have for to create a choose your own adventure. There are many others. You can even create a choose your own adventure project with your PowerPoint, but we're going to show two that are a little more user-friendly than just using your PowerPoint. Maybe next time we can show them the PowerPoint version, Kayla. And Kayla is going to start and share her screen.
All right, so we found, let's see. So we found Ice Spring Suite online, and there's a 1 month free version of it, and it's just an add-in to PowerPoint. And so I downloaded it for the month, and we're going to check out how to create a simulation. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to choose Simulation, and then I'm going to choose Create. Oh, and I think it kicked you out of screen sharing. So let's try this again. Yes, okay. So from here, we're just going to start with our scene. And we're going to start by saying that we came into extra money and we're going to go to Europe. But we don't know where we're going to go in Europe. So let's leave that to start with. We're going to choose a character. And we're going to give her a happy face because she just got a bonus. So of course we're happy, right? I'm going to put her inside a house. And so I've chosen an image. And we are going to add a reply. So this is the starting point of our story. And our reply, actually, no, we're not. We're going to close. Okay. So now I have to remember how to do this here, you guys. Yes, we are. Our reply. Where am I going to go? Where are we going to go? Okay. So we're going to go, and we're going to go to either London, Paris, or Venice. Okay. Now we need to link London. So we're just going to drag London down here. And we have our person. We're going to change our image because, of course, we want an image of London. And our content, what are we going to do in London? We're going to go to the Buckingham Palace. London. Oh. I think we can ride the eye. And I'm sure there's other things we can do. So I've added London. Now we're going to add Paris. We start with our image. We need the Eiffel Tower. Same person. And our content, Paris. We're going to go to the Eiffel Tower. I think we'll eat some pastries and walk along the Seine River.
I'm beginning to like the story.
Yeah, right? I think we should go there right now.
I know, right?
And Venice, our image.
And were those images there already, or did you upload them?
Oh, great question. I actually uploaded them from my personal file.
Okay. So before we started this conversation, you went ahead and you uploaded some pictures that you would be able to use, right?
Yeah, yep, just in case we needed them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have a good variety of pictures, but not quite what would be needed for this story. So,
okay.
Italian pasta. Okay, now inside our rides or London, we need to decide let's see here, travel options, and I choose. So the point of this is to let you decide where you want to go on your trip here. So we need to give them some options. Oops. So if you choose London and you want to go back and you want to see what your other options are, we're going to link you back up to this story. And if you choose London, we will have a new scene that says, yep. And the nice thing about this is if you continue on your story from that one specific area, it keeps that picture, so we'll keep the picture. So the content is, I choose London. Do you want to go with me? And then that would be the end. Or we'll continue on with your story if that's what you choose.
And one of the things that I'm thinking as I'm looking at you, at what you're doing there, Kaela, is that creating individual scenes on PowerPoint for each of these things that you're creating there is not hard to do. You can hyperlink any slide to any other slide with PowerPoint. The problem is that PowerPoint does not allow us to see everything in one place like that. It doesn't give us a map of links. And these stories can get very quickly very big and very complicated.
Yes. And even just like this one, it's not a very long story, but it's getting a little out of hand. But knowing that I have the lines direct me back and forth, that helps make it a lot easier.
Yeah. So that's one thing to keep in mind in branch stories, is that they can get complicated very fast. So I'm wondering if it wouldn't be advisable to have some ideas beforehand, almost like, I don't know, do a very quick draft or a storyboarding before you start writing? What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. That would help you stay on track, I think. And okay, so I think this I need to delete. Oh, nope, undo. Okay, so I think we're ready to try it out.
Does it tell you if you have a link that doesn't go anywhere?
Yes, so if I undo it, oops, let's see here. If I delete this up here, if I can scroll up here, this flag tells me that they're not connected.
Got it.
So I'll go ahead and connect that back. Oh. Okay. Where are we going to go? Close. I think this is going to work. Okay, let's try it out.
Does that flag indicate that that's the starting point? Yeah, starting scene.
Yes, starting scene. Okay. Yep, and then it's got the line there. Okay.
Can you have voiceovers as well?
Yes, you can. I didn't try that out, but when you go into here, I believe, let's see here, character, previous scene. You know, I didn't try it out. I probably should have.
Oh, it says add a voiceover to your simulation, so there has to be a way for you to do that.
Yeah.
That's okay. Go ahead with the...
There. Okay. Let's preview. Can you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it says, we got a bonus and are going to Europe. Where are we going to go? So where we're going to go is our first choice. And she's saying, where are we going? And we're going to London, Paris, or Venice. Which one do you want to try out first?
Paris.
Paris. And we can do the Eiffel Tower and get some pastries. So would you like to go to Paris, or do you want to try out other options?
I choose Paris.
Choose Paris. And do you want to go with me? I definitely want to go with you.
Okay. So, yeah.
And that's it.
One thing that is kind of fun from a training perspective is that you can send people to learn one thing at a time. So do you want to learn about this thing, that thing, or that thing, first? So it gives people a little more control on what they're seeing.
Yeah. And I think a little bit of that control then also gets them more engaged in the training.
Okay.
So
iSpring is not only about simulations, right? Perhaps we can you can stop the sharing now.
Yep.
And we can talk a little bit about iSpring.
Okay.
So we were just talking about this before you shared the story. iSpring is not only about creating simulations, right?
Yeah, there's tons of stuff that you can do in iSpring. Simulation is just one of the few things you can do.
What other things can you do with it?
Well, that is a great question.
No, we did not rehearse this, by the way.
Let's see here. I have to pull it back up so I can look at it. Let's see. Well, we should have rehearsed.
Do you want me to go there?
Yeah. You can go ahead.
Okay. So now I'm going to get out of here and go to iSpring Solutions. iSpring Suite, it's basically an e-learning authoring software that when I last tried, I thought it was pretty easy. It's basically, if you know how to create PowerPoint, you can use iSpring. And the pricing seemed pretty reasonable to me. So see, you can get a lifetime license for $697, and there's an academic discount. So if you want an academic discount, it's 40% off for educators and students. So it's basically, let me stop sharing. It's basically an e-learning solution that seemed reasonable to us. By the way, one thing that is important to say, kind of a disclaimer, neither Kaela nor I have anything to do with any of these tools and tricks and toys that we're reviewing. We are not paid by these companies. We don't take a commission from these companies. We didn't get free stuff from these companies other than the same stuff you guys can get. So this is strictly us having fun and exploring some tools on the web that are either free or that we think are reasonable or that we think are useful in some way. And e-learning tools, you will find, can be amazingly expensive. So that's why we thought that one seemed reasonable to us.
And I remembered that it does have an LMS with it. So if you wanted to publish and put it right directly into that, you can use that, their LMS as well. So.
But then you would have to purchase that, right? In other words, there's an extra charge for the LMS. If you don't want an extra charge for the LMS, one thing that you can do is you can use, let's see, the Blackboard, the free Blackboard LMS. What is it? It's Course Sites.
Course Sites, yep.
Yeah. So we can write down all those addresses in our blog when we publish this, but there is a free version of Blackboard, which is the LMS most used by educational institutions. I think at least it's the one that Drake uses, and it's called Course Sites, coursesites.com. You can have your account, and that's an LMS. That's a learning management system. So technically, you could create things with iSprings and export them into your course sites. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess it's my turn now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the other option, which is called IncoWriter. The difference between IncoWriter and iSpring is that IncoWriter is going to create a story, but it's not going to look visually like the one that Kaela just showed you, right? It doesn't give me the same kinds of options that you have. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. So I'm going to do something similar to to what Kaela just did. Let's call this the bonus. And of course, you can put your name, Cris and Kaela, here. So once upon a time, we got a great bonus for a trip. Where do you want to go? So now I'm going to add option, London. I'm going to add another option, Paris. And the third option is Venice. I'm not seeing here, there's an option here for me to insert an image.
Okay.
But I think that image is going to go to the central page, not to each of these individual pages. And by the way, I'm clicking here and absolutely nothing is happening.
I think it's thinking.
Is it thinking? Maybe it's taking a little longer because we are online. All right. So then I'm going to click on London and follow that option. So we chose London. Now where do you want to go?
Ooh.
And then I think your options were, I'm going to visit the tower. I can't remember what you said.
Oh, Buckingham Palace and the eye. Buckingham.
And the eye, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Nah, I think I'll pick another option. Okay, now it's saying here that I have 2 loose ends because it doesn't know where this goes.
Oh.
Right, so I'll follow this option and I'll say, I went to the tower and loved it. And I'm going to say that this is the end. Now let me go back to my previous one. Now I think I'll pick another option. I'll go here, join an existing paragraph, choose the paragraph that you want. There.
Oh.
And I linked it back to the beginning. And just like there, you can create a map here, see? You can create a map just like you had before.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can read what I created. Here it is. So see, it ends up by looking kind of like a little book. Where do you want to go? I want to go to London. Now I'll pick another option. It goes back to where I was before.
I like that. That's cool. That's different.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy. And then later you can share your story. You can add the URL to your page. And you can connect it then to your website. And there are lots of other things that I'm not going through here. Let me stop staring. There are lots of other things that you can do with IncoWriter. It's one of those explore, but it's free. And if you imagine that you're creating a web page and you can create this little story and put it there, and then maybe other people can write it with you or help collaborate with you. So it also can be used for training. I think one of the differences perhaps is that the iSpring version, maybe it's more suitable for you to do with a group of people, whereas this one is probably you would put in a web page or in a training program, and people would work on it individually or with a partner.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's it for our very first vlog. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, come back and visit us again.
And what are we going to do next time?
We're going to talk about Google Hangouts, right? And trying to get a live YouTube vlog.
Yeah, so there used to be a way, the Hangouts on Air, in which you would do what we're doing. Like right now what we're doing is we're using something like called Zoom to record our session, and then we're going to post what we recorded in our blog. But we wanted to explore ways to do that automatically. And we used to be able to do that with Google Hangouts, but apparently that has now transferred to YouTube Live. So for our next vlog, Kaela and I are going to try to figure out the YouTube Live, and then we're going to share it with you.
Until next time.
Thank you so much. I'll stop the recording.